Yes, absolutely.
First question is gene therapy, does the gene therapy will cause cancer?
Oh, yeah. So I think that a lot of people falsely believed that telomerase reverse transcriptase would cause cancer. It probably is the best curative thing that you could do for cancer is keeping your telomeres long. Short telomeres lead to cancer. And we actually know now that short telomeres, so even when a cancer starts, it will basically spin through the telomeres, make them short, and that's when the genes mutate again, and that's why cancers are really hard to keep up with. So telomerase reverse transcriptase has never been shown to cause cancer. Cancer is 21 different things that go wrong. Telomerase can help it grow because it helps immortalize the cell. When we use telomerase reverse transcriptase in healthy cells that don't have cancer, they go through normal cell division and normal cell death, and they're actually, the rate of cancer reduces.
And also, our followers are wondering that you look so much younger than you actually are. And do you regularly take other supplements? And how about it?
Oh, thank you. I feel a million years old, especially after running two companies. I'm literally shot. But thank you. That's so nice. I do have some supplements. If I can't sleep or I'm traveling, I take melatonin. And my friends tell me to take a multivitamin. And then my friends will send me sometimes, like they'll send me magnesium or calcium, but I really can't tell you much about supplements. It's not my specialty, but thank you. I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat, and I don't know, but thank you. I hope it's the gene therapy.
The next question is that when we take a shot of gene therapy, can its effect last forever, or do we need to take it several times to maintain the effect?
Well, that's a question that's actually being answered now. So gene therapies are sold as a one-time treatment for a lifetime outcome, but that's because we don't know how long they last, and we know that they last for a long time in cells that don't divide and slough them off. So I'm guessing with anti-aging therapies, I waited 5 years for my second one. Between 3 and 5 years is probably good. And there may be a point where they cap off, especially when you have them in long-lived cells. For instance, follistatin for increasing your muscle mass. Some of your myocytes, the muscle cells, will last for over 10 years, and we would expect the gene therapy to last as long as they do. So it's unknown, but certainly the probably the least amount of time between therapies would be 3 years, and the most around amount of time a gene therapy might last is between 10 and 15.
Except for gene therapy, um, what about what do you think that are other promising treatments or ideas which
Yeah.
are promising in the future to treat aging or aging related diseases?
Yeah, so I think that there are good uses for small molecules, and some of those uses would be to clear senescent cells. I think that gene therapy is a little bit a harsh way to go in outside of telomerase that would gently remove them. If you just took a senescent cell remover and you were over a certain age, you have quite a few senescent cells, and so that might be a burden on your kidneys. So small molecules for senescent cells. I'm hoping that the backdoor reprogramming with a small molecule will come of age. That means like the Yamanaka factors were used for gene therapy to reprogram cells. My hope is that there'll be a small molecule backdoor that will reprogram the cells, and that would be really good. If you're older and you can't afford gene therapy, there's something called TPE. It's a plasma, it's cleaning your own blood. And they replace some of your blood, I think, with albumin. Don't quote me on it. This is not what we do, but apparently it reverses epigenetic age quite well, and it reduces a lot of the burdensome like negative buildup of certain chemicals in your blood. So I've heard that that's really good. It's called TPE. Let's see.
What do you think of that? Do you
Stem
think it
cells
is
are always good.
effective or the blood therapy or blood changing ones? What's your
I
idea?
don't I don't think you should do young blood. I don't think that old people should take young people's blood. I don't think you should take anybody else's blood. I think that the blood cleansing, the plasmapheresis of the blood is beneficial, because what it's doing is it's reducing a bunch of negative buildup that happens in your bloodstream that your body has a hard time purifying as you age. It's also reducing inflammatory markers. So so plasmapheresis is one of those treatments that will essentially clear out a bunch of your immune cells. If you did too much plasmapheresis, it would be bad because you need your immune cells and your immune memory. But a lot of those are actually causing inflammation in your body. So my guess is that it's removing a lot of junk that has built up over time and your body's having a hard time clearing out. And I think that that is the benefit of it. But I don't suggest that people take other people's blood. I don't think that's a good idea.
And what do you think of the CAR T therapy as a specific branch of gene therapy? Will they trial it or can it be used in anti-aging field?
Well, CAR T therapy is actually really interesting, obviously, for cancer. So this is where they do ex vivo modification of cells, and then the T lymphocyte cells and the immune system, and they set them back in the body so that they can target cancers. I'm not sure, because about anti-aging. I mean, you would think that it would be a great way to target certain cells that you don't want. But when you modify these cells with this CAR T therapy, you're stuck with this for the rest of your life. And so modifying an immune cell to target a human tissue is not that's not something that might be beneficial long term. And as we watch patients after CAR T therapy, we'll find out if there are any autoimmune responses to those cells. Hopefully not.
And there are also our followers curious about that. BioViva doesn't offer products or nor it is research institution. What does BioViva do on a day-to-day basis?
Well, we work with Rutgers University, and we do research. We are a company, but we do research in CMV gene therapy delivery. We offered testing kits for a while so that you could measure your age, but there wasn't much of a market for that, so it was a bit of a failure. But we are trying to get drugs through to the U.S. Regulatory system, and I'm working on regulation in other countries in which we'll make legal access for patients who want to get early access to the technology.
And what about
And
medical tourism?
we also do bioinformatics. So if anyone's running medical tourism trials, we will look at data that other companies will not look at, because we know how important it is.
Well, is there any specific channels for our ordinary people to take medical tourism, especially for Chinese?
Actually, there is growing and burgeoning medical tourism in China, but I'm not so sure about the gene therapy. So if you're interested in medical tourism for gene therapy, you can reach out to my company, and we can't give you gene therapy, but we can put you in touch with people who do medical tourism for gene therapy.
And when we reverse when we're receiving gene therapy, where does the material come from? Healthy genes.
Well, if we're involved, we mandate that the material comes from US companies who develop gene therapies, even for clinical trials and drug development. So they have to have a really sophisticated pipeline. Where do the genes come from? They are actually sequences of genes that are human genes that you and I have copies of. And so they're just basically database sequences of the genes, and they're made into plasmids, and then the plasmids are put into the delivery method. So nobody is like, cut open and taken their genes out or anything.
And can you share with us your future plans, or if you plan to receive other gene therapies yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I have a lot of genes that I'm still interested in, and I still want to be patient zero for patients of the future. So we always look for genes that are very promising, but are not being translated to humans, so that we can take part in trying to help people get access to them faster.
Thank you so much. Although not willing to, our interview comes to an end. It's really appreciated that you accepted our interview and share with us detailed and fruitful interpretation on gene therapy.
Thank
I hope that we will close contact in the future and wish everything goes well with you.
Thank you. I hope that everyone got very excited about their future, because it will be really amazing. And I hope that we live in a future where we don't leave our children with the same diseases that we die from today. And that will be the goal. And I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Wish you and BioViva and all the childrens on the old people a bright future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.